Okay, I'm going to try this one. You think this will work? I have a brand new iPad. A different iPad Pro that hopefully sounds okay and isn't crackly. Is it crackly? Do I have to find out? Let's find out. My channel. Try again. Hello, hello. My channel. Try again. Hello, hello. My channel. Try again. It still sounds a little crackly. So should I plug in my ear thing? If I can figure out how to do that. Does this have an ear thing to plug in? Yes. I have another new contraption. See that? That's holding this thing up. That's all I need. I don't need this thing anymore. I can put that somewhere else. I might put it back in my boudoir and attach it to something so I can watch YouTube videos. So I can watch YouTube videos without having to hold the iPad. Use your words, Pierre. Use your big words. So anyway, this iPad is one that has an otter case, and I don't know how to take the otter case off. I bought it with it on, and I don't know how to take it off. This one kept crashing, and I don't know why. So I'm going to use this one elsewhere. My iPad Pros I use them all the time to draw with, and I don't want to waste their life necessarily watching YouTube videos when I'm trying to fall asleep. But right now, my old iPads, of which I have many, do not have the YouTube thing app functional. They don't update it or something. So anyway, what I thought I would do right now, right this very minute, is I've got a big gob, an extra, big gob of, to put my earphones back in, a big gob of nibs. And I thought, well, I wonder what these are like. They were in my Waterman drawer, and I imagine these are nibs that I wanted to put on pens because I really like the way they wrote, or felt as if I would like the way they wrote. So let's see if in fact I do like the way they write. And I want to keep them or I can sell them. This one is going to be prickly fine and just slightly flexible. I probably have 50 like it. This one is really flexible and broad, and it almost looks like someone, you know, cut the shoulders off the thing to make it more flexible. I didn't do it certainly, but someone might have, where they filed it down somehow. It's sort of a very interesting look. I'll keep that. This one is going to be another prickly fine one. I don't think I need that one. That can go in here. Just say goodbye to it. This one, and again, you know, when I put a pen in a different holder, it might completely write differently than it's doing right now, but lovely, lovely pen, very, very smooth. And I can sort of, this would be a really good one for drawing, so I'm going to keep that one. I'm doing more and more drawing these days and less calligraphy, so this is a number 4 sized pen, so it's not going to want to fit in this thing, but it will fit enough for me to, yeah, that's a keeper. Four size nibs I have to keep because I have so many so many 4 nibs are broken because people try to cram them into a number 2 size pen. Ooh, this is a nice one, I think. Well, it's surprising me that it's not as nice as I thought it would be. I thought it would be really, really fine. Why isn't it really, really fine? It's supposed to be fine. It looks like it's supposed to be fine. Why aren't you? Let's try this. No, it's okay. It's not as fine as I thought it would be, but I can sell that one. It's still a lovely nib. This nib has just been put through the garbage disposal or something. What is this? It's a Moore pen. It is broken. It goes in my broken drawer. Is this another 4? It's a 4 that's cracked. It's cracked in the back. That's where the 4s are cracked. They're going to be cracked in the back. Here's a 6. Which I don't want to even try to put in there, but I'll keep it. This one I tried. Another really nice, fine, springy, but not too springy, not too boinga boingy-y. A good one to draw with. I can sort of push it around and it doesn't, it's not giving me any trauma. So I'll keep those. clip. That's a, is this a 2 or what? What is this? This is a no numbered one. This goes to a later style pen. So I may put that somewhere. Remember that. I love doing this. I love looking through pens I haven't tried in a while. This is the more that I just put aside because it's broken. Am I unable to remember that far back? Okay, where's my broken drawer? Okay, try these. 2. It's a number 2. Fancy that. Okay, why aren't you writing? Probably some grit in the ink channel. I think I can get rid of that one. Ooh, this is going to be sweet, I think. It's a warranted number 2. So we'll go up there in the warranted pile. This is going to be tight. Another good one for drawing. Finding a lot of ones that here are going to be really good for sketching. I don't need that many for sketching. So the ones that I'm putting to the side, am I picking up the ones that I just put back? I'm picking up. Put them back, Bear. No, I'm not. These are all new to me. Schaefer, number 4, self-filling. Pure. Get your act together. Okay. Ooh, this is sweet. That goes with this one. These go into the modern Waterman pens with the slip caps. So I will upgrade those or change them. What is this one? This is like a Schaefer. It is a Schaefer. See? Told you. Number 4. Schaefer number 4. Okay. These have to go. I don't know where they're going. Not going in the right drawer, but 4. Schaefer 5. I mean, Waterman 5. This one has a crack on the side of the damn thing. How did that happen? There's a crack right there. I don't like that. Okay, well, I've got a couple of pens that I can, these are all good for drawing. I should put a little, should mark them. What was wrong with this one again? Drawing. Okay, I'm going to save these for drawing pens. This one, I can't remember what this was. I could sit here all day long and do this. Do I have time to sit here all day long and do this? No. This is really snappy. So we'll keep that one for the moment. I think this one is, this is a very early nib, so I think I'll keep it. It's a lovely early nib, so I'll put that there. Ooh. Boinga boinga. It's pretty sweet. Pencil. Pen. Okay, this one, this pen is well, there's nothing wrong with it. Perfectly good pen. Pencil. This is going to be really prickly fine. Wow. Mont Blanc, make one of these nibs. Parker, Waterman, whoever, whatever companies are out there, make a nib like that. I dare you. Springy, bouncy, but excruciatingly fine. I dare you. You know, anyone can make a nib like this. Well, even a nib like this, you can't do. I dare you. Dare you to make a nib like this. It's 100 years old. And still kicking. Still kicking butt. This nib isn't doing it for me. It's just a little too something. So that'll go in there. And one of the nibs that I just put in the drawer will fit in here. Oops, wrong pen. Fit in here. This is not writing as nicely in here. It's writing the same. There's a, I'll put it in here. It sort of fits this one. This is a screw cap eyedropper pen, which in my head, in my little brain, I'm thinking, okay, why would you want this kind of pen rather than the slip cap? Well, because the cap doesn't come off. But it's sort of, there's a butchness about this that fits this sort of broader nib. You know, that pen is sort of the pen that goes to the gym every day. Picks up big heavy things and puts them back where they found it. This is again, a very perfectly serviceable nib. Nothing's wrong with it, but it's not making my heart sing. So it comes out, goes over to the sale bin. This is a sweet pen. This is a late Waterman hard rubber pen made long after, well, after they started making plastic pens. So this should have a modern-ish nib in it. One that maybe has a round hole, not a heart-shaped breather hole, because this is sort of late. Lovely. Ooh, this is an accountant nib, I think. I like accountant nibs, as I'm sure you know. This is another accountant nib. Note to self, don't buy another accountant nib. Oh, this is a 55V. This is another relatively rare pen. They normally didn't make pens, short pens that were fat. And this has a keyhole nib of some sort in it that doesn't really belong, but it's there, so I'll leave it there. Lovely. Oh, missing a nib. Let's just put one in there. Does this nib fit this personality of this pen? Yeah, sure, why not? This is, again, I think a pretty late one. It has a, maybe not. Never mind, it's not late. It has the raised threads. Oh well, I was mistaken. Ooh, sweet. Okay. Lovely. So on Sunday, the Urban Sketchers are going to go to the Boston Public Library, which is a lovely, lovely place to go. And I'm wondering whether, if I were to bring this piece of paper with me and draw on this that's already covered in ink, what will that look like, do you think? What are your predictions? Will it look like shit? Or will it look neat, cool, fun? What are your thoughts? You can make your predictions here. Here it'll look like shit. Or I can't wait to see the beautiful artwork you're going to make. I'm trying to turn on a light here so I can find. I'm not entirely sure why this has a thing there, a little gold collar. But it does. Why does it have that? Is that someone's idea of a joke? It's like, it looks like it's supposed to be original. Too bad it has that little issue going on. I'm going to put this nib in this pen. And maybe I'll bring this to draw with this weekend. And maybe, just maybe, someone might want to try it out. And I'll say, yeah, sure, try it out. I like doing that if I can. And having a pen that has some cosmetic issues, like this one, I can loan it, and if it somehow breaks, I won't be all that upset because it's already broken. But it's actually a really, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you enjoy the play? Other than that, how did you enjoy the play? I don't know exactly. I thought that if I were to bring a water brush, I could, well, let me just, I've got a million pieces of paper like this, so I'm just going to use this one as a thing. I'll be right back. So I thought if I were to bring, I have a lot of scrap pieces of paper that have, gobs of ink. And let's imagine I started with this as my piece of paper. What would be a clean piece of paper? And let's say I'm drawing the I don't know. What does the Boston Library have? It has the grand staircase. Let me just find a picture of it so I can show you what I might do. Boston Public Library. Images. I don't want the reading room. Boring. I want the entrance. Do I have to type in entrance? Okay, here's sort of what the entrance looks like. It has these big lions on either side of a staircase. It's a beautiful, beautiful building. So let's pretend I'm right there looking at that. And instead I've got this piece of paper that's already started. You know, here I'm able to maybe begin. This might be just a complete disaster. I'm just using, this is filled with water. So what's happening is I'm just sort of turning it into a sort of a weird ink wash. Light coming through the window. There's a lion over here. This is all dark. What are your thoughts? Then I could go back and with a pen that just has ink in it, go back and add some actual details that are more meaningful. And so here the lion is, and tail of the lion, and the head of the lion, and chandelier. Fail? I think so too. But if, for example, the page were, well, let's just do another one. Let's say this page were full of, let's say I plan ahead and I just fill this up with sort of a pattern of similar fine lines. I have done this before. So let's say the whole thing is covered in sort of parallel lines like this. Now I go in with my brush. Here's my scene. And I begin by adding water, dissolving some of this. Now, if I use different paper, it almost completely goes away, the lines. So maybe I'll try this with different paper. And then I'll go in with this. And here's my lion. And I'm doing it while the ink is still, or the paper is still wet. For some reason, this pen skips. See the lion over here. Or maybe I just forget this whole idea. I'm just trying to come up with new ways to keep from boring myself to death. you know? If I used this paper, maybe, this, I've got a lot of this paper. It's sort of sparkly. Here's my drawing. Maybe I just do a bunch of little drawings. Start with this. Go in with this. Again, all this is doing is sort of making areas that are a little darker. And then I go in with my pen that has ink in it. And then I add this kind of, maybe this is too tricky. Is this too tricky? Is it just tricky enough? Just has the right amount of trickiness? Well, I'm using it sort of as a background, yes. One of the things I thought of doing, though, I have some old Letraset letters, a whole scat of them that, you know, no one needs them anymore. And I thought, well, maybe what I can do is do a drawing with those, where I just get a penny and a piece of paper, and then I just build up a drawing using those, just those shapes. So if I want something dark, say I'm drawing a person. Let's say here's the outline of the person, and they're wearing funny shoes, and so I could take my Letraset and I can make an O there, and I can make an E here, and I can make a T there, and then I can make another E here, and then I can make an L here, an L there, and I'm building a drawing just by using letters that look like this over on top of each other. A bunch of periods down here, and then I'm done. $1 million, add to shopping cart. I'm just trying to do something. I did go to the library. The last time we were at the library, this was a failure, but I thought it might not be. I had a big, long piece of paper, 20 feet long or so, maybe a foot and a half tall. And I wrote with, it was gray paper, and with white pencil, I wrote Boston Public Library across the whole thing. And then I went to the library with this thing and unrolled a little bit of it. Let's say it was the O and N of Boston, and that was with white. And I would go around the library and try to find something that looked like it would match this. So let's say there was an alcove with a bust of Shakespeare in it. I would sort of draw that. And then I'd add, you know, above the alcove, there might be a little acanthus leafy thing. And then I would go around later and maybe would see someone sitting in a chair reading a book. So this might be their ass and their knees sitting in a chair reading a book. So I used these lines of the letters as a starting point. And then at the end of the day, I had, you guessed it, a clusterfuck of, because none of the things that I actually looked at were as functional as this is. I think it could have worked maybe if it was a smaller roll. It was really hard for me to move around with this 20-foot long piece of paper because it wanted to roll back up again, and then I'd start drawing and it would roll up, or it would someone would bump into it. And but maybe if it was 3 feet long and 6 inches tall and I did the same thing, it would work better. So let's go back to this one. So what does this look like? What do you think? There's a certain something to it. So, but let's fix it. Let's add some more detail that we're not going to. It's still wet here though. It's really dark there. Go back. Yeah? No? Yes? No? Maybe I didn't need to use that in the background. Maybe I should have just started with this and drew it this way. So these are going to be dark, these are going to be light. So I push those in to make the dark ones, and then these I go around the outside to make these the light ones. And then if I want them darker, I just go back and add more ink. The whole back wall is dark though. So I might have to, wait for these things to dry to do what I'm doing. That doesn't work. Yes. Anyway, I just thought because it's a library, having a background that has letters already in it might be kind of fun. That was my thought pattern. I think there might be something to this. I got in a lot of trouble for how I named these drawings. 2 weeks ago, I said some dead white guy on the top of a monument, and people took offense at that. I don't know why. It's descriptive. It's a dead white guy on the top of a monument. But people thought I was being disrespectful to this soldier who was depicted, who has died in the Civil War. And my point was, I wasn't trying to make a commentary on that particular person or that particular war. It was a commentary on the fact that you can't swing a dead cat in Boston without hitting a statue of some random dead white guy who is memorialized in marble or bronze in this Commonwealth, as if the only people that were worthy of being so depicted were white guys. So that was my biting commentary was misunderstood, and I could have said statue of a dead white guy, but that statue of another dead white guy, maybe I could have said that. But I mean, people might have been offended by that too. But I was trying to make a point, and I was trying to be a little bit, have the point be a little bit of a shock. I was trying in a way to, quote, shock the viewer by the title, make it a little controversial. You can't say what you're seeing? Or what do you mean you can't say what you're seeing? Are you unable to articulate it, or is it because my drawing isn't clear enough, or in what way are you unable to say? It's a simple statement, and if you read it one way, you could see it as disrespectful. I remember one of my neighbors who I met the first time I met him 40 years ago. I said, what sort of music do you like? And he said, I like listening to dead black women. And I thought, oh, you're creepy. And, I sort of in my mind, I was thinking that somehow he was making some sort of commentary about how the only good blank is a dead blank, that kind of a thing. And, but no, he said, I love African American vocalists, and the songs I like are all people that are now dead. So he was descriptive about what he liked. Of course, he could have worded it so it wasn't so shocking sounding, but he was that kind of a person that liked to sort of shock you, I guess. So anyway, is my voice on my broadcast, is it crackly at all? Are you getting sort of funny feedback? Because people have been telling me it's happening, and I don't know if it's a StreamYard thing, or if it's an iPad thing, or if it's my vocal cords. I don't think it's my vocal cords. This is a lovely nib. This is the wrong section, but it's a lovely nib. I'm just going to keep it in there, and maybe, just maybe, I might loan it to someone. Or do I want to bring this one? This one's broader, wetter. No, I'll just leave this one in here. I forgot what. Oh, no. I looked at the word no, and I thought, well, what question did I ask you? I often will forget in the middle of a question I'm asking, I'll forget what the question was because I'm distracted by a shiny thing. Well, I'm glad it's not crackly. what I'm gonna do now though, I'm gonna take the earplugs out, and then is it crackly now? Do you hear it crackling differently, or is it not working as well? Because I've unplugged this, and I can plug it back in if I need to. One of the things I really like about the newest I'm plugging it back in. The new setup I have here is I'm able to very easily lift this thing off and bring it elsewhere. Before, it was strapped into this harness that kept it in place, and now I have it just resting on this thing. Would have held some sort of, you sound farther away. I have it plugged back in, so I should sound the same way as I did before. But anyway, this thing is a thing that would hold a flask above a Bunsen burner in a chemistry department, and I've attached it to this thing that had held one of these things, and so now I'm able to lift this thing up and move it easily away somewhere else. So this is my new go-to thing. Okay, I got to get I have to actually do work that I'm being paid to do, so I'm going to say goodbye to all of you guys now, and I'll see you later. Goodbye, Glenn. Goodbye, everyone else.